Alright guys, if you've stuck with me this long, this is the finished knife that we've been building, and now it's time for the sheath. I'm going to be making a Kydex sheath for it, and it's going to be takedown. I'm not going to use the rivet eyelets for it, because I want to be able to take the sheath apart very easily so I can really clean. Like I said, I'm going to be mainly using this with my barbecuing. So I'm expecting a lot of grease and barbecue and everything else on the blade, on the handle, and the sheath. I want to be able to take everything apart and clean it. So we'll start mapping this out. I always start my sheath a lot higher than where I'm going to end up with, right? So you can see here I have the middle of the handle basically at this edge, and I'm going to have the sheath stop somewhere around in here, right? But I'll leave a little bit extra so I can shape it, because this handle is so thick, you're going to lose a little bit off of this side because it has to be pulled down into that groove and that thickness there. So you're already going to lose a little bit, and that gives me a little bit of extra to play with whenever I'm sanding it and shaping it. Another thing you want to look out for or pay attention to is the design of your knife that you're making a sheath for, or maybe you're doing it for somebody else. But you see here it has a contour that goes down in a negative direction instead of being straight across. So from this point is lower than this point. Alright, so whenever you thermoform the Kydex around it, it's going to be tight all the way around the blade, and when you go to pull the blade out, it's not going to come out because this is thicker or higher than this point, right? Because of the swoop, you may be able to work it out, or just something to keep in mind, on your curves, that you may have to fill this up with pin stock or building up with tape, or however you want to do it. For this knife here, I'm not going to have a really tight fitting ballistic shooting off sheath. I want something just so I can cover it up, put it in the drawer, put it in my barbecue bag, and somewhere I can store it in around the pit. It's just to protect it. So I'm not too worried about that, because after I form it, I'm going to go back over with the heat gun and loosen it up so it comes out real easy. Where I am paying attention to is on this end. This is what's actually going to keep it securely into the sheath, right? So on this knife, everyone's going to change depending on your contour and your shape or whatever, because from here to here is a continuous drop down, right? It has nowhere to bite into to hold it in, right? So it's going to hold it in right here at the choil, and because it's thicker and the scales are thicker, it drops down quite a bit until it gets to the steel. So right here is where it's going to actually hold the knife in. So I'm going to go ahead and map out kind of what I need to cut for the sheath. I'm not making a fold over or a pancake or anything. It's going to be two-part, so I can take it apart really easy. Alright, so go ahead and measure this out. Alright, so from there to there, it's about 9.5 inches. Alright, so I'm going to say 10.5 inches. Alright, I'll make a dot. And that's going to give me room to put my 1/4 inch hole in for the Chicago screw. And I'm going to put, that'll be plenty. So I want to go 10.5 inches further down the line, which is going to be here. I know you can't see that, but all I've done is marked it 10.5 from that dot there. So now I'll cut that in two pieces, and that'll give me both sides of the sheet, bottom part and top part. Go ahead and make a mark kind of where I want to cut this side at. It's going to be plenty there. So this is all eyeballing it. I'm leaving extra once I go into shaping it. I'll measure it out, make everything symmetrical. This is just for cutting some Kydex out. What I'm using is a dry erase marker. You know, if you use Sharpie on here, that's fine, but you're always going to have to grind that Sharpie away. This stuff does not come off of a Kydex very easy for a Sharpie. So I use dry erase. I can see it good enough. Alright. So there's my line. So I'm going to cut that. And my second line, I'm going to do the same thing over here real quick. Alright. And there's my 2 pieces marked out to cut. I'll go ahead and cut that out and I'll be right back. Alright, guys, I got 1 piece already cut out, but I wanted to point out that cut there is the throat of my bandsaw. I normally always just use my bandsaw to cut all this out, but I do want to show, if you don't have a bandsaw, this stuff really does cut pretty easily and stamps off. Obviously I could just flip this around and cut it with my bandsaw, but just want to show this. I just got a razor blade. I'm just using a flat edge, just scoring it. Just so I have a line, and this stuff will just stamp right off. If you don't have a bandsaw, or if you prefer doing it that way, you know, whatever you want to do. Just want to show that real quick. So now we have both sides of the Kydex cut out. Alright, there we go. Now I'll go ahead and just trim this off from the bandsaw where it's cut, and then I'll get into warming this up so we can press fit it. Alright guys, so we're set up, ready to get the Kydex formed around the knife. 2 things. Your Kydex sheath, I'm using gray, has 2 sides of it. A real smooth side and then more of a coarse side. The coarse side is the outside of the knife. Alright, the smooth side is the inside. So that's probably, again, common knowledge, but just wanted to share it. I normally do this in the toaster oven. I also use heat guns, you know, whatever else. But 2 pieces, I want both of them done at the same time. And I'm using a griddle to do that. Just a cheap, I don't even know where I got it, but just a griddle. We're going to just throw these on there. Now there is a point where you can get these too hot, right? And you'll see like a real shine on it. You know, and that's too hot. Right? And that's just keep it moving. You don't need this thing turned up all the way. It doesn't take long. Your Kydex press. There's a lot of videos out there how to make Kydex presses. So I'm not going to get into that. This one's off of a knife kit or something. I got this griddle a little hot. I am burning it a little bit. But that's alright, it's no big deal. Alright, so that one's ready. That's outside. That one's ready. Throw that in the press. Throw this over it. And close it down. I got that griddle way too hot, but hopefully it didn't damage it. If it did, it only took me 5 minutes to get here. Just a little bit of waste of material, but we'll see how she goes. The faster you can get it in the press, obviously the better. But I've never really had any issues taking a few extra seconds. So we'll just go ahead and let that sit for about 10 minutes and we'll pull it out and see how it came out. One thing you want to watch out for on different pieces is when you get this two pieces of Kydex, one on top of the other, is getting them lined up as close as possible. Even sometimes during the mix of rushing around, they'll shift on you. And depending on how much you have extra, that could be a real problem because it could shift far enough where you wanted your shaping to be. So another reason why I cut a little extra is so I have plenty of room to do whatever I want, or if I make any errors, I have some room to recover from. Well, that's basically it. There's a bunch of videos out there that shows Kydex and really good tutorials. I was kind of debating on even doing this video, mainly just because there are so many videos out there doing Kydex sheaths and they're really good. But I wanted to do a video parts from the beginning to the end, and I said I would, so here it is. So I'll be back in 10 minutes. We'll pull this out and see what it looks like. Alright guys, sorry about the Kydex video. My battery ended up dying and I felt like waiting to let it charge. Like I said, there's a lot of Kydex videos out there, so I wasn't too worried about missing that part. But I did finish up the sheath, and then my daughter asked if I could make the sheath match the blade with all the patterns. I was like, well, not quite like that, but I did put lines on there, just messing around. You can see that. Like I said, it's completely takedown. Just unscrew these and the sheath comes out in 2 parts. I wanted that away just to be able to clean it a little easier. I'll go ahead and pull the knife out. Now the Kydex sheath, it is snug. It's not tight. I mean, it doesn't take much to pop it out. And then nice little snap. There you go. There's that Damascus blade. Nice gloss on there. And I did sharpen the secondary bevel there, or put one on, I should say. And it is extremely sharp. I don't know why I even do this on camera. Exactly, that's why. Oh, it is really sharp. See what I'm doing. Alright, so there it is. That was, if you stayed tuned through all the videos, that's start to finish. Got a complete blade. I went from design to profile, rough profiling, grinding it out, bevels, heat treat, temper, handles, acid washing it, getting the patterns to come out, the whole process. Hope y'all enjoyed it. If not, I'm sorry for wasting your time. Like I said, I do plan on making more of these videos, doing, I don't know, probably not a build along, but different type knives, different finishes, things like that. But I'll keep on posting more videos. If you liked it, press like, and if you have anything to comment about it, things I could improve or do differently, or questions on what I've done, or whatever you want, go ahead and leave any comments that you want. Definitely open for any kind of suggestions or helping anybody out. Maybe one more look at it. Alright. I hope y'all liked it. Thanks for watching.